we have seen from many previous Shawn Michaels Undertaker matches from the late 1990s, and it really established Shawn Michaels, giving him the accolade of being one of the greatest of all time. And I think if not for the second half of Shawn Michaels' career, he probably wouldn't have gone down in history for being one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. If I can steal a quote from Jim Ross puts over Shawn Michaels as someone who has never been outperformed in a big match situation, especially in the matches he's competed in at WrestleMania. And I think Kelly can get to that level if Kelly's ever given the opportunity. The thing is, WWE had minimal faith in Kelly. They attempted to push her as the top diva for a short amount of time, and it wasn't long enough. It was almost as if when WWE started pushing Kelly, they immediately killed her push and gave it to someone else like Layla or some up-and-coming diva who nobody really knew anything about. And I think WWE really underestimated the ability of Kelly. When Kelly first appeared in WWE's developmental territory in 2005, early 2006, a lot of officials believed Kelly wouldn't last 6 months. Ken Boland, in a very candid interview here on ECW Entertainment Radio, told me that he believed, he was under the assumption that Kelly wouldn't last 6 months in the WWE, and she proved him and a lot of her critics wrong, and she's continuously proving people wrong. That's the thing about Kelly. She's very consistent, and she's always looking to prove all of her critics wrong, and I think after 6 or 7 years in the WWE, she has done just that. And we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of Kelly's release from the WWE. I will never deny to you as a radio show's columnist, and more so as a wrestling fan, that I really miss Kelly. I'll never come on here and say that I don't miss Kelly because she contributed so much to the WWE Divas division, and she really picked up the ball and ran where Trish Stratus and Lita left the ball for her to pick up and start bouncing. And for the few years that she was there in the WWE, she did a lot. She admitted in an interview on an internet forum that she wasn't exactly the best dancer, wasn't exactly the best exhibitionist. Probably Summer Rae was a better dancer than what Kelly was as an exhibitionist for ECW. She openly admitted to her faults in professional wrestling, and she looked to improve off of those faults as an in-ring competitor. And I think making the jump from having her be an on-screen character to a full-time wrestler for the Divas division was the best thing that could have ever happened for Kelly because she improved her skills and she became more noticed by wrestling fans. Many fans were talking about her on discussion forums, on social media. You were always hearing about Kelly, and so many fans uploaded photos and videos of Kelly, making her one of the most downloaded people on MSN and Yahoo. So that said a lot about how far Kelly had come in such a short time. Now you apply that same kind of logic to 2014, 2015, and the years Kelly would be under contract for her second run with the WWE, and you can only expect great things from Kelly. Some of my favorite Kelly matches were Kelly versus Beth Phoenix, and matches that weren't even for the Divas Championship, and in matches that were for the Divas Championship in 2011, 3 years ago, they were some of the best matches Kelly ever gave us as a champion and as a challenger for the Divas Championship when she eventually dropped it. She got a couple of rematches in there with Beth Phoenix, one on SmackDown, which I'm always watching on YouTube. And if you don't believe me of how good Kelly has gotten, all you have to do is find the WWE Magazine article where they awarded Kelly for Best Improved Diva of 2008, and she was up for a number of Slammy Awards every year when she was under contract with the WWE. Some moments involving Kelly, some matches involving her. She was up for Diva of the Year. I mean, she accomplished so much in the WWE, and that's why I think a second run for Kelly in the WWE, if you can give a second run to the likes of Sable in earlier years of the WWE in the early thousands when people had forgotten who Sable was, you can easily do the same thing for Kelly. There's really no excuse why Kelly can't be a part of the WWE, and I think WWE are missing out on an incredible opportunity to boost ratings, to increase conversation on social media, and it makes me wonder, what Kelly is doing outside of the WWE that she hasn't returned up to this point. I really miss her, and I'm always writing about her for my written column in this corner with Jonathan Clarke. I'm always throwing up video blogs on Google about Kelly and the rumors of her returning. I'm always referencing Kelly on this website. And I know to a lot of our listeners I probably sound like a hypocrite who said that he would never talk about Kelly ever again following her release from the WWE on August 6th of 2012, and you probably are thinking of me as a hypocrite. And to be honest with you, I probably don't blame you for thinking of me as a hypocrite, but the thing is, there's a lot of experience and a lot of room for improvement in the Divas division, and that reason is because We don't have a lot of divas who have been there for a considerable amount of years, like Eve Torres or Kelly Kelly. They left the WWE, and the most we see them now are for the occasional special event, and I think we should be seeing them more because they're not really doing much outside of the WWE, no matter how much they put stuff over on their official websites. Like, for instance, on BarbaraBlank.com, they're putting over things like they're having more success outside of the WWE than they ever had when they were under contract with the WWE 3 or 4 years prior to what they're doing now. Kelly Kelly can put over everything that she's doing outside of the WWE for an endless amount of time, but the thing is, in all reality, she's not really having as much success as a outside of ring performer as she did in the WWE. So the obvious thing for her to do is to revert back to going to the WWE, and a lot of wrestlers and divas don't want to admit to having more success in the WWE than they've ever had with anything they've done with their career. Really, it's a one-trick avenue for WWE wrestlers and divas. They have really a lot of success in the WWE, but outside of that, they don't. And I think that's why Kelly Kelly is one of those divas who can make an exception and revert to going back to the WWE. I mean, how many other divas and wrestlers have been given second chances in the WWE? There's an endless amount of them, and I think that Kelly Kelly can be one of those divas you can make an exception for with how popular she was. I mean, her 7-Eleven commercial was one of my favorite moments that Kelly Kelly ever was a part of in the WWE. She starred in a 7-Eleven commercial, I think, with Rob Van Dam that year. It was an incredible commercial. She starred in a couple of SummerSlam commercials too. She did a lot for WWE, and when she had her first magazine photo shoot outside of the WWE, which was for a fitness magazine that WWE.com profiled, she was really excited. Every opportunity Kelly Kelly was given, she jumped at, and it was because she jumped at all those opportunities that she became a name that was established both for the professional wrestling business and outside of it, and because of that confidence, she left the WWE to embark on another career choice. But I really want to see her back in the WWE. Every day I'm going on YouTube watching retro Kelly Kelly matches, either for the Divas Championship or just one-on-one matches featuring Kelly Kelly. I'm always downloading the videos. I'm always storing up in our video form for our imagery form on our website because I really miss the contributions of Kelly Kelly. And I think I speak for a lot of wrestling fans when I say it's time to bring divas like Kelly Kelly and Eve Torres back to the WWE, because you look at the success that divas like Summer Rae, Sasha Banks, JoJo, and Ava Marie have had for Total Divas, and you take the logic that Kelly Kelly and Eve Torres, the experience they picked up on for the years they were with the WWE, if you apply that same kind of logic to a diva like Ava Marie, who recently made her debut in the WWE in the division in 6 diva tag team matches, if you actually give her the same amount of experience that Eve Torres and Kelly Kelly have obtained for the 6 or 7 previous years they've been with the WWE, I mean, you have phenomenal divas of the future. And if it's supposed to be about creating divas and wrestlers of the future, then why not bring back some experienced divas, even retro divas from 10 years ago, to offer some experience to the WWE's new talent, Mr. Divas? Why not bring back a diva like Tori Wilson, who was skilled, who never had a chance to be women's champion? Why not bring her back to give her one reign as Divas champion? I mean, that would serve justice to the career of Tori Wilson, and that would serve justice to a lot of divas who were a part of the original Divas roster in the WWE when the term diva was first introduced to the professional wrestling business. Divas who were never given a chance to be either women's or Divas champion. I mean, you have an incredible opportunity to expand off the Divas roster. And with how many rumors have been thrown around about the Divas division, like who's going to be facing AJ Lee for the Divas title, obviously she's going to be going in to WrestleMania 30 as the Divas champion, with so many rumors flying around the professional wrestling business of who will face AJ as the number one contender or number one contenders for the championship. I mean, the door of opportunity is really open for the Divas division. Let's have AJ versus Trish. Let's have AJ versus Tori Wilson, or AJ versus Kelly Kelly. Some wrestling fans have even gone as far to predict a 6-pack challenge for the Divas Championship, a combination of past Divas and present Divas flying together in one match to determine the undisputed Divas Champion. They recently unified the Women's Divas titles a couple of years ago in an incredible match, and I think ever since the unification of the championship, the Divas division has gotten better and better and better despite all of its faults. Now, one thing that you would be denying if you never said the Divas division had faults is the fact that it does have many faults. But again, it goes back to the fact that so many divas have been put on the back burner, and NXT have so many incredible divas up and coming, and I think that it's time to give them their call-ups to Raw and SmackDown, because they can offer a lot to the Divas division. One diva who I pay a lot of attention to is Paige on NXT every Wednesday on WWE.com. There is really no reason or no exception as to why she can't be on Raw and SmackDown and on pay-per-views challenging for the Divas Championship. She has held the NXT Women's Championship, and that is reason enough to have her challenge AJ for the Divas Championship. One thing that I'm talking about week after week after week on this radio show is AJ versus Paige for the Divas Championship needs to happen at some point, either before WrestleMania 30 or at WM 30, because it is a match that would really establish the Divas division, and it would get rid of those critics. But if you keep having the same matches repeating themselves all the time for the Divas division, those critics are always going to rise out of the abyss, and I'm tired of seeing the same matches. I'm tired of seeing AJ versus Beth Phoenix. I'm tired of seeing AJ versus Brie Bella. I'm tired of seeing AJ facing Natalya. It's the same 4 or 5 matches all the time for the Divas division, and if it's not happening on television, it's happening at house shows, and it happens night after night after night. It's a very consistent thing, and it's one of those things in the Divas division and the entire WWE of consistency that really irritates you. Now, I've always said that consistency is a good thing. If you keep promoting something over and over and over again, you're going to get it out there, and you're going to get it noticed by people who didn't really know that it existed. So consistency can prove to be a very dissatisfying thing, and it can prove to be definite. But the thing is, the consistency can also be very irritable. If you're seeing the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to get tired of it, and you're going to see that bump in the ratings, that decline, and you can get it can be very noticeable and very frustrating when you're trying to increase the ratings. Here's an idea. Let's have matches in the Divas division that have never happened before. You would see an increase in the ratings. You would see more positive reviews being written by radio show hosts and columnists. There would be so much positive things that could come from things that have never happened before for the Divas division. But how many times have we got to see Natalya and Brie Bella competing for the number 1 contendership for the Divas title, which is held by the same individual all the time? For the past 6 months, AJ's been Divas champion, and prior to AJ winning the Divas title, I was a huge fan of AJ's career because I believed that one day she would be Divas champion when given the opportunity. She got that opportunity after being involved in WWE for over a year, a little over a year before she got that opportunity to be Divas champion. She finally gets that opportunity and has held that title since June 16th of last year. This past December, she celebrated 6 months as Divas champion. In my opinion, she's had a very meaningful reign as Divas champion. I wanted to get her to at least the 5-month mark as Divas champion, but along with getting her to the 5-month mark, there's been way too much consistency. There really hasn't been a threat to AJ's Divas title. I think she had one fatal